And we're going to start today in a similar seated posture as we did for the previous practice, a posture known as Sukasana. Let's bring the right foot in front. Now, you would have seen that I used or elevated my sit bones. I sat on a cushion. If you guys have like a folded over blanket or a cushion close at hand, that'd be helpful. Now, I'm going to draw today's practice more towards the functioning and the movement of the respiratory diaphragm. I think some of you have practiced with me before, a couple of the classes that I led on sort of utilizing the diaphragm as we breathe through our movements. This is a really important part of the body, everyone. So the first thing that happens when we're born, of course, we take our first breath. And that first sort of developmental stages of our life, especially on the ages between 3 months to 12, all we are doing as humans is using our diaphragm. And the reason we're doing that is once we get, we're pretty much as best as humans at that age as using our diaphragm. And what this is doing at that time is enabling our body, our deepest core layers, to build what we call intrinsic core. And our intrinsic core helps us to eventually give us the ability to stand up, ambulate and move around. Once we've developed this awareness through the diaphragm and being able to use the diaphragm, unfortunately, we kind of move towards getting quite inherently lazy, especially when we get up into our adult years where we spend a lot of time sitting, don't move around as much. And unfortunately, we then start to lose the efficiency of our diaphragm. Okay. Now, I will explain a little bit more about the use of the diaphragm as we've moved through today's practice. But just before we get going, what I want you to do in this seated posture is to sit up tall. But when I say that, I don't want you to draw the front ribs up. You don't want to be arching the lower back like this. That's quite excessive, but a lot of people tend to kind of go to that option when I say, sit upright or, extend through the crown of the head. This is one option that we want to avoid. At the same time, kind of the opposite end of the spectrum, it would be this sort of hunched position that you're seeing me do here. Now, what we want to find is the space, is the feeling in between these two kind of like excessive spinal postures. And when I say to try and find the space in between, that the areas of the body that I look at are the head, the rib cage, and the hips. Now, these three landmarks of the body, if we change the position of one of these 3 points, pelvis, rib cage, or head, is going to affect the position of our spine. It's also going to affect how we use our diaphragm. Now, if we find neutral spine, in theory, essentially, we should be able to use our diaphragm to its most efficient. Okay. So in this seated posture, we're going to start with the head. Now, what I will tend to do, create a bit of a double chin here. So what I often do here is place a finger on the thumb, a finger on the chin, and then push the chin back a little bit. Just the point where you create a little bit of a double chin. And again, here, don't excessively do this because, of course, that will press you or push you past neutral spine. So a bit of a double chin, doesn't need to be too strenuous here. And then as we come down to the front ribs, you're going to bring the fingertips onto the front ribs and just gently pull the front ribs in and down, just a little bit. Now, as we're seated here for now, we're not really going to notice much difference through the hips, the pelvis, because it's fixed. Okay, so we're going to leave the pelvis as is for now, and we just experiment with a slight movement with the rib cage and different positions of the head. What we should be looking towards achieving is that the muscles up the length of the spine in the front of the body as well kind of feels energetically free. Now, once you start to experience or achieve this energetic freedom through the torso, the upper body, close down the eyes, keeping a bit of the double chin and keeping your front ribs in and down a little bit. Just experiment here with a few breaths, inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. I want you to notice what you're experiencing. Just want you to take 3 full breaths, inhaling softly through the nose, exhaling softly through the mouth. Do one more breath here, inhaling gently through the nose, exhaling gently through the mouth. Okay, really good, everyone. Now, if you started to notice there that maybe there wasn't that much freedom, now what it might be that maybe you notice some tensions up along the spine. Perhaps you notice a bit of tension in the hip. So we can start to then change our seated posture just to try and achieve this energetic freedom through our breath. So I want to now give you the option. Those that experience tension in the hip, at the front of the hip, lift your bum a little bit higher. If you haven't got another cushion, you could roll over the mat at the back. Those that maybe experience a bit of tension in the mid-back, then you've got to try and draw the front ribs in and down a bit more. Okay. Now, before we go into our breath for the second turn, switch the feet. So now bring the left foot in front, changing or switching the legs. I'm going to do the same again. So I'm going to create a bit of a double chin. Chin draws back. Fingertips gently pull front ribs down. And when I'm doing this, you shouldn't feel too much tone in the stomach. You don't want to be restricted here. It should still feel quite tender, quite soft. I was actually teaching my mum earlier today, and I was trying to teach her this theory to the breath. And when I told her to pull the front ribs in, she was tensing the stomach. She says, I actually feel quite restricted in the front of the chest. Okay, how is your belly feeling? Does it feel quite contracted, quite engaged? If that is you, try to soften the belly a little bit. What you're often doing there is often pulling the front ribs too far in and down. Okay. And then rest the hands on the knees again. Close down the eyes. And again, I want you to take another 3 breaths. Inhale gently through the nose. Exhale gently out through the mouth. Let's do 2 more here. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Keep the double chin, front ribs down. Last breath here. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Okay, nice, everyone. Good work. Open up the eyes again. Now we're just going to experiment with a few head and neck, shoulder stretches, just to see if that makes a difference to how we breathe with energetic freedom. Okay. Take the left hand out to the side, and then just simply take a breath in through the nose. As you start to exhale through the mouth, slowly take your right ear towards your right shoulder. Good. Now, you're still kind of gazing towards me. What you should start to experience is a bit of a stretch down the left side of the neck, leading into the top of the left shoulder. Close the eyes. Practice again on that calming breath. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Just take 2 more breaths here. Inhale through your nose. Relax the jaw, long exhales through the mouth. Last breath here, everyone. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Okay, good. Slowly bring the head back up to center. Relax left hand on the knee. Just want you to take a breath here just to check in to see if anything has changed. Close the eyes, find the double chin, front ribs down and in a little bit. Remember, not too tense in the belly. Inhale for your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Just got a couple of questions for you here. Has there been any change? Did that feel a bit more free? This is a good thing if you did. Okay, now we're going to stay where you are with that left hand. Just bring it down towards the lower back. So the knuckle side comes to the lower back, and try to relax that left shoulder. So we depress left shoulder. This is known as the pocket stretch. So it gets into some of the back of the shoulder and neck muscles. Look down to your front right pocket. So the chin, the eyes, sort of in the direction of that front right pocket. Good. With your right hand, just place on the crown of the head. Don't actively pull on the head. Just allow the weight of the arm to rest on the head. And what you should experience now is a stretch down the left side of the neck, going down in towards left shoulder blade. Okay, again, same type of breathing. Inhale for your nose, exhale for your mouth. Exhale, breathe out for your mouth. Remember, don't pull on the head, just allow the weight of the arm to do the work. Inhale for your nose. Exhale for your mouth. Just one more breath here, everyone. Inhale for your nose. Exhale for your mouth. Release that right hand first, and then bring the head back up to neutral. Bring both hands to rest on the knees. Create the double chin, front ribs in and down. Close the eyes. Just take one breath here. Inhale for your nose. Exhale for your mouth. Now, hopefully, as you open the eyes, you would have experienced through that last breath, again, maybe a little bit more freedom, a little bit more capacity. We're on the right path now. We're using our diaphragm more efficiently. Okay, switch the legs once again. Right foot in front. And then slowly take the right hand out to the side. Hand roughly aligned with the shoulder. Take a breath in through the nose. On your exhale through your mouth, take left ear towards left shoulder. Relax into the posture. Breathe in for your nose. Exhale out for your mouth. Good work, everyone. One more breath here. Inhale for your nose. Exhale for your mouth. Bring right hand back onto the leg. Bring the head back up to neutral. Again, we find our neutral spine. Double chin, front ribs in. Close the eyes. Just take one breath here. Inhale for your nose. Exhale for your mouth. Excellent, everyone. Open the eyes. I hope you're feeling a bit more fuller through your breath now. Final stretch. This time we bring that right hand, the knuckles, to the lower back. Start to look towards your bottom or your left pocket, your left front pocket. Chin and eyes sort of facing in that direction. And then with your left hand, place on the crown of the head. Just allow a little bit of weight just to find the stretch. And then again, we take 3 breaths here. Inhale through the nose. Try to relax that right shoulder. Exhale through your mouth. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Last breath here. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Okay, bring the hands back onto the knees first, and then slowly bring the head back up to neutral. We're going to reassess again. Close the eyes, double chin, front ribs in and down. Take an inhale through your nose. Exhale out through your mouth. Open the eyes. Now, I dare say by now you're feeling quite calm, quite relaxed. The breath is feeling a little bit more expanded. The capacity of the lungs feel larger, and you're really feeling the breath kind of get down into the hips as well as evenly up into the shoulders. Now, we're on the way here to really using our diaphragm a lot more efficiently. Through those few simple shoulder and neck stretches, it's a very useful way. It's not always sort of the stretches that we can achieve the diaphragm, but they can often be ways in which we can at least access the diaphragm. Sometimes we can find that people do sort of overextend, so they're using a lot of their back muscles as well. But these are very useful or quick ways in which we can start to use our diaphragm a bit more efficiently. Okay, release your seated posture. Come forward into all fours. From your all fours, walk the hands forward. Have a look at the position of the hands. Turn your index fingers to point to the corners of your mat. Now, as you tuck your toes, you just sit your sit bones back onto the heels. You hold it here for a few breaths. Bring the forehead to rest on the mat. And as we hold here, I want you to inhale and direct the breath into your back and side ribs. When you're ready to exhale, breathe out through your mouth. Take another 2 breaths here. Inhale through your nose, breathe into side and back ribs. Exhale through your mouth. Last breath here, everyone. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Okay, lift the head, look at the hands. Now from here, we hold this position and we slowly start to lift the ribs off the legs as we arch the spine and come up into like a half downward dog, if you will. What I want you to do here now is to quite strongly draw the front ribs in, push the hands into the mat. Take an inhale again into your side and back ribs. Breathe out through your mouth, exhale. Now, what you should have felt as you exhaled there, as the belly, the stomach muscles would have toned up. That's a good thing. Another breath here. Inhale into side and back ribs. Pushing the hands into the mat. When you're ready, exhale out through the mouth. Take your last breath here. Inhale into side and back ribs. Exhale, breathe out through the mouth. Good, everyone. Taking the knees back just a little bit as we look forward at the hands. Now we come into a posture known as Anahatasana, or puppy dog stretch. Allow the chest to draw towards the floor. This will open the shoulders a bit, more of a passive stretch. If you do feel any pain or any discomfort in the shoulder, you can take the hands a little bit wider. Alternatively, if that doesn't release the pain, turn your palms to face up whilst taking them wide. You hold here for another 3 breaths. Inhale into your front ribs now. Exhale, breathe out through your mouth. Take another 2 breaths here. Inhale into your front ribs. Exhale out through your mouth. Final breath here. Calm inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Great work, everyone. And once again, lift the head, gaze to the hands. Lift the knees now as we come up into our downward facing dog. Take a few breaths here, breathing in and breathing out. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through your mouth. Very nice, everyone. Nice and easy now. Slowly start to walk the feet to the top of the mat. Let's, for today, bring the feet to hip width distance. Next, inhale, find your half lift. Hands to lower legs. Flat back here. Take one breath in and out. Inhale. And exhale. Once you've finished, exhale, fold towards the legs and keep a bend in the knees. Relax the head. Take a deep breath into your side and back ribs. Exhale, breathe out through the mouth. Place hands onto the hips. Inhale through the nose. Slowly stand up. Not too quick. Okay. Now, we played with our neutral spine in those seated poses earlier. We're going to try to find the same here in our Tadasana, our standing mountain pose. Bend the knees just a little bit. We often say micro bend, just a slight bend in the knee. Now we can start to include what happens at the pelvis. This is an important part of neutral spine. So when we look at rotations of the pelvis, we've got to express and find what suits our lower back. We did go through this in one of last week's classes briefly. So bring the peace fingers of both hands onto the front of your hip. You should feel these bony landmarks at the front of the hip. Sometimes a bit more prominent for some than others. From here now, what we're going to do is draw your hip points down. And as you draw your hip points down, you'll feel that the lower back muscles shorten. This is something that we call anterior tilt of the pelvis, or anteriorly tilted of the pelvis. Now, for some of you, this might often be like your normal or natural spinal position. It can sometimes lead through time into lower back pain and hip compression. It is not often regarded as your neutral. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do the absolute or the complete opposite. Draw the tailbone down. And what we're doing here is lifting the hip points up. Come to the point when you're lifting the hip points up where you squeeze your buttocks, squeeze your glutes. Now this is called posterior tilt, often known as tucking the tailbone. Now again, this isn't neutral spine for your lower back. It's kind of the opposite to our anterior tilt. So we want to now find the place in between these two rotations. Not too much anterior and not too much posterior. Have a play. I would suggest to bring the hip points down a little bit, not much. Now, typically, 80% of the population has roughly about 20% anterior tilt to the pelvis. Some have more, some have less. But that's the statistic behind it. So once you do start to find neutral spine, what you'll start to feel here in your lower back is quite free. And of course, then we have to then approach what happens to the rib cage. Do the same what we did with the front ribs as we did in our seated posture. Draw the front ribs in a little bit. Keep the belly soft, remember. And then create that double chin for the head and the neck. So draw the chin back, just so the head balances over the shoulders. Okay, then just rest the hands, hang the arms down by the sides of the hip. Close down the eyes. Just want you to take one breath here for me. Inhale in all directions through the ribs. Inhale, breathe in. Exhale, breathe out through the mouth. Fantastic, everyone. Now we're going to slowly move through our sun salutation. Inhale, rise the hands above the head. Look up to your thumbs. Elevate your shoulder, extend through the sides of the body. Squeeze the bum a little bit, but not too much. On your exhalation from here, slowly fold, bring the hands to the mat. Bring a soft bend in the knees, relax the head. We take one breath here into our side and back ribs. Why? Because there's more volume in this area of the body, and it's going to wake up the back of the diaphragm. Finish your exhale. And then we inhale, come into half lift. Hands to lower legs, flat back, and again, double chin. Inhale into your side ribs. Exhale, breathe out through your mouth. Once you've finished the exhale, bring the hands to the floor, step the feet back into plank. Now we tuck the tailbone here, so we squeeze the bum, and we again push through the hands. So we find quite a strong posture here. Now you'll see that my spine is flexed. Create a bit of a double chin. Take a deep breath into your back body. Exhale, breathe out through your mouth. Another breath here. Inhale into your back body. Bring the knees to the mat. Lean forward into your shoulders. Do not move the hips if you can avoid it. And then exhale, slowly come all the way to the floor. Nice and light, gradually lowering to the mat. Roll the shoulders back. You squeeze the glutes just to protect and stabilize the sacrum. Inhalation, lift your chest. Let's stay for one breath in Cobra. Don't lift too high. We don't want to feel that energetic dullness in the lower back. On the exhalation, when you can, draw shoulders away or down from the ears to depress and hug elbows into side body. Good, everyone. Lower onto the chest, nice and slow. Sit back onto the heels. When you're ready, lift the knees, downward facing dog. Find that same hand position that we played with earlier in our sort of baby down dog. So index fingers pointing to top corners, biceps turning up. Deep breath into side ribs. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through your mouth. 3 breaths here. Inhale through your nose. Feel your torso expand. Exhale through your mouth. Last breath here. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Looking forward between the hands. Step the feet to the top of the mat. Inhale when you're ready. Half lift. Double chin, flat back. Exhale, fold over the legs. Relax the head, soft bend in the knees if you need to. Some of you may want to work on trying to straighten through the legs, but don't force it. On your next inhale, take your time, push through the feet. Slowly rise the hands above the head. Look up at the thumbs. Exhale, hands placed to heart center. Close down the eyes. Find that neutral standing posture again. So a little bend in the knee. Find your pelvis position. Front ribs in a little bit. Double chin. Breathing in. And breathing out. We're going to repeat the same sequence, everyone, moving a little bit quicker. If you found that the previous pace was good for you, you just stay with that. Inhale, hands reach up, look up. Exhale, folding forward, hands to the floor. Relax the head, soft bend in the knees. Inhale to half lift, hands to lower legs, flat back, double chin. Palms to the floor, exhale, breathe out. I'm going to stay for one more breath here. Inhale into side and back, create the double chin. Exhale out for the mouth. Lower down onto the knees as you continue to exhale, slowly come all the way to the floor. A different option for Cobra, take the hands a little bit wider, come onto fingertips. Squeeze your bum. Inhale slowly, lift the chest. Don't come too high, remember what I said about lower back stuff. Inhale into front ribs. Exhale, depress your shoulder and squeeze elbows into side body. release. Sit back onto the feet, lift the knees, downward facing dog. Find your arm position. Keep energy strong through both arms and legs. 3 breaths. Inhale, side ribs. Exhale, mouth. Inhale, side ribs. Exhale, mouth. Last breath here. Inhale, side ribs. Try to make the breath nice and soft. Exhale, mouth. Good, everyone. Take your time. Bring your feet to the top of the mat. On the next inhale, find half lift, flat back, double chin. Exhale, fold towards the legs. Take your time. Inhale, gradually stand. Rise the hands above the head, look up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Soften the gaze for a moment. Again, come back to that neutral Tadasana, mountain pose. Soft bend in the knee. Find your pelvis position. Front ribs in. Bit of a double chin. Breathing in. And breathing out. Okay, nice. Everyone open the eyes. Inhale, rise the hands. Look up. Exhale, folding forward, hands to the floor. Inhale to your half lift. Now from here, hands down, step the feet back to downward dog. Take a 1 full breath here. Inhale, rise the right foot up and back. Slowly see if you can bring the foot between the hands. Some of you might have to grab the foot and shuffle it forward. Let's bring this front foot just to the inside of the right hand. Turn your left fingers out to the left long edge of the mat. And then we slowly come into easy twist as right hand rises up. In all honesty, everyone, this is one of my favorite poses to release the neck. You remember what we did earlier when we did the seated neck stretches and how that improved our diaphragmatic breathing? This is another way in which you can do it through the yoga asana poses. So with that top hand, bring it down to the back hip and then just relax your left ear for your left shoulder. I want you to fully relax your jaw. Take an inhale through your nose and then exhale through your mouth. If you feel too much sort of load and weight on that left hand, push more through that right foot. Take 1 more inhale through the nose here. Completely relaxing your jaw, exhale through your mouth. Nice, everyone. We release the twist. Bring the back knee to the mat. If you want to cushion out the knee, if you feel it's quite sensitive, please go ahead. Come up to your kneeling lunge. Now you'll see that my back knee is roughly below the hip. Do the same. When you're ready, inhale, rise the left hand up. We grow nice and tall through left side. And this is the interesting bit. Take your left ribs back just by a few inches. So left ribs draw back. And then from here, we lean that left arm over towards the right. What you can do here to sort of regress if it's a bit too strong, bring that left palm onto the back of the head and just gently press into your left hand. Good. Take a deep breath into your left side. Relax your jaw, exhale, breathe out through your mouth. If you feel any pain in the lower back, maybe you're back bending a little bit too strongly, so you can reduce that a bit. Take 1 more breath here. Inhale through your nose, breathe into left side. Exhale, breathe out through your mouth. Okay, nice and easy. Bring your spine back up to neutral, and then just take that left elbow across the body into your twist. Hands come to Namaste Mudra, press down into that front thigh. Now you'll see here that I'm pushing into the leg to look up, bringing the hands towards the center of the chest. If you find that you have to use a lot of effort, a lot of force to do that, then don't twist so strongly. So the hands can kind of be where they are, but you want roughly about a 5 out of 10 effort here. Look over top shoulder, take a deep breath in. Breathe into your right shoulder, right chest now. Exhale, breathe out. You might be able to increase the twist a little bit on the exhale. Take one more breath here. Breathe into right shoulder, right chest. Exhale, breathe out through mouth. Great work, everyone. Release the twist. Just place the cushion to one side. Step it back into plank. Take a deep breath in through the nose. On the exhale, knees come down as we lean forward. Draw shoulders down and back. Exhale, lower all the way to the floor. No rush in doing so. Now we're going to further try to release those shoulder muscles to help us improve our breath. Right arm comes to a 90 degrees here. Have a look if you're unsure what I mean. Elbow a little bit higher than the shoulder. Arm stays at a 90. Turn your left hip towards your right shoulder. So you turn or twist the body towards right shoulder. You can relax the head on the mat. And what you should be experiencing here is a stretch through the front of your right shoulder. Take a deep breath into where you feel sensation. Exhale, breathe out through mouth. Let's take one more breath here. Inhale into where you feel sensation. Exhale through mouth. Okay, release the stretch. Change to the left arm. So left elbow at a 90. Remember, elbow a little bit higher than the shoulder. When you're ready, slowly rotate your body to that left arm. Relax the head to the mat. And just take 2 to 3 breaths here. Inhale through the nose. Breathe into the sensation. Exhale through mouth. Try not to try too hard. Is often the case. Inhale through nose. Exhale through mouth. Good, everyone. Come back onto the chest. When you're ready, sit back onto the heels. Lift the knees, downward facing dog. Take 1 to 2 breaths here. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale, left leg rises up, down dog split. Knee comes into the chest, step between the hands. Okay, left foot again, more towards the left hand. Easy twist this time. So we slowly turn right fingers out to the right long edge. Push through that right arm, left hand up. Now remember what I said before about how I find this is a very functional, useful way to stretch those same neck muscles. Bring that top hand for the back hip. And now again, relax right ear to right shoulder. Completely relax the jaw. Breathe in for your nose. Out for your mouth. One more breath here. Inhale for your nose. Exhale out for your mouth. Good work, everyone. Bring the head back to center. Now bring the back knee down onto the mat. Now again, feel free to cushion out that back knee. Bring the body up into kneeling lunge. Now you will opposite side now. Right knee is down, right knee roughly below the hip. Okay, from this angle, you should be able to see a bit better. Right arm reaches up. Now, if you didn't quite understand what I meant by left ribs back previously, now you should be able to see it better this time. So before I go into my stretch, I take my right ribs back. You see that? There's a slight twist to the right. Good. And then that top hand leans over to the left. Now, if you wanted to make it a bit easier, a bit more intense, you can bring the palm onto the back of the head and gently press the skull into the hand. Keep right ribs drawing back, side flex to the left as we stay for 3. Inhale for your nose. Now, what I didn't include last time, which I should have said, is to engage your right glutes. So engage right bum. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through your mouth. Don't over force, over push. Just try to find that calmness to the breathing, to the stretch. Take one more breath here. Inhale through your nose. Breathe into right lung. Exhale, breathe out through your mouth. Good, everyone, nice and easy. Bring the spine back up to center. Now we take that right elbow across, find your twist to the outside of the left leg. Hands to Namaste again. And again, apply that effort where we're not over talking the spine, but just applying that twist. Look over top shoulder. Now we're going to inhale, breathe into left chest, left shoulder. As you exhale through mouth, you might be able to twist a little further, but again, don't over force. Find what feels good or intuitively right. Another 2 breaths here. Inhale into left chest, left shoulder. Exhale, breathe out through mouth. Last breath here. Inhale into left chest, left shoulder. Exhale, breathe out. Good, everyone. Release the twist. You can remove the prop. Step back into plank. Knees come down. Shoulders depress. Draw down and back. Bend the arms. Exhale, come to the floor. We're going to do a similar shoulder stretch. This time it gets more into the pec major at the front of the body. Now create a fist with your right hand and the thumb side of the fist places to the mat. Now this time the hand again comes a little bit higher than the shoulder, just a little bit. And we do the same thing. We rotate our body towards that right arm and you'll feel the stretch now more into the front of the right chest or right pectoralis major here. For some of you, this might be a bit more intense, others not so much. Breathe into where you feel sensation. Exhale, breathe out. Take 2 more breaths here. Inhale into sensation. Exhale, breathe out. Last breath here. Inhale into sensation. Exhale, breathe out. Great work, everyone. Come back onto the belly. We change sides. Create a fist with the left hand, thumb side down on the floor, hand or arm a little bit higher than the shoulder, and then turn and twist your body over towards left shoulder. Rest the head and hold here for 3. Inhaling to sensation, exhaling mouth. 2. And 1. Inhale into sensation. Exhale mouth. Fantastic, everyone. Come back onto the chest. Sit back onto the heels. Lifting your knees. Downward facing dog. Take a breath or 2 here. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. Okay, step right foot between the hands. Right foot places inner right hand. Now hands onto the hips, come up to like a standing lunge position. Now, if you have a look at my posture at the moment, you'll see that my head points forward. That's kind of like the natural position of my neck, something that I'm working on. And I do have existing shoulder and neck stuff, which has kind of become quite acute, almost chronic. So it's something that's been with me for quite a while. So I do a lot of the double chin stuff just to try and release my shoulder to help me breathe better in my diaphragm. Now, we are going to now find those three landmarks of the body to try and find neutral spine here. So bend the back knee just a little bit where you feel like you sit into the hips. What you'll be experiencing now is more of a buoyancy through your pelvis. Find the same pelvis position that you did in your standing Tadasana mountain pose at the top of the mat. So remember, we're not too much anterior, not too much posterior. Okay, now come up to the rib cage, draw the front ribs in a bit. And then from here, you're going to create that double chin. Draw the chin back. And one final bit to this puzzle, squeeze your left glute. Keep the spine neutral. And hold it here. Keep the hands on the hips. All right, now we keep the spine in this upright position with all these 3 points in alignment. Head, double chin, front ribs in, pelvis neutral. On your exhale, with control, just slowly tap the back knee to the floor whilst keeping pelvis, ribs and hips in alignment. Lift the knee away from the floor. Do not fully straighten that back leg. Do that 2 more times. Lower the back knee to the mat, lightly touch, keeping the spine in alignment. Lift the knee. Last one, that poor left leg, lower knee to the mat. Rise it up. Oh, hold it here. Now we're going to go a bit excessive or a little bit more extreme now with our spinal posture. Hands come together, everyone in front. Now we're going to act as if we're doing a plank position. So draw your front ribs back and in, and you'll see here my posture. I'm flexing my spine. Similar sort of feeling to what you experience in a cat pose. From here, draw your chin back, but keep front ribs in. Push your hands together about 5 out of 10. Take an inhale into your side and back ribs. We've just got one breath here. As you exhale through your mouth, push your hands together. I said one breath, I lied. We're going to do one more. Inhale into your side and back. Keep left glute strong. Keep double chin. Exhale, push hands together. And you'll feel your chest muscles really turn on. Very good, everyone. Release the pose. Thank God that's done. You can simply just step it back into a downward facing dog. Pedal the knees, the heels. Just move the hips side to side. Take a moment here. Okay, nice and easy. When you're ready, we change legs. Left foot steps forward. Come up into your standing lunge. Now again, we've got to bend that back knee to find that pelvis position. We come up to rib cage, draw your front ribs in and down a bit, and then we find that double chin. Remember, the final piece of the puzzle here is to engage your rear glute max. Yeah, keep spine in that neutral position. 3 rounds, slowly lower the back knee to the floor, lightly touch, and then lift up. Don't go too high, don't keep too low. Lower the knee again to the floor, lightly touch and lift, keeping the spine in alignment if you can, not an easy task. One more time, knee lowers to the floor and then slowly rises up. Good, stay in the high lunge, back knee stays bent, and then we find that sort of extreme spinal flexion. Draw the front ribs back, find that cat-shaped spine. Stay with the double chin with the head and the neck. Take a deep breath into your side and back ribs. Exhale, push your hands together. 5 out of 10 effort. One more breath here. Inhale into your side and back ribs. Exhale, push your hands together. Breathe out through mouth. Fantastic, everyone. Hands to the floor. Step it back to plank. Okay, final vinyasa of the sequence. You can bring the knees down if you wish. Lean forward onto the tip of the toe. Exhale slowly. Bring the body to the floor. Okay, we're going to finish with one more shoulder stretch, known as broken wings. So bring your right hand forward and lift your chest. Have a look if you're unsure what I mean. With that left arm, thread it across to the right. Now you push through the back of the hand, the knuckle side down, and that left forearm. Now with your right arm, thread that across to the left. So what you're actually doing here is crossing the arms. Shuffle the body forward and then see if you can just rest the chest, the head onto the arms. What you should be experiencing here is a bit of a stretch between the shoulder blades. Some of you might feel a bit of tension in the front of the chest. That's okay. Breathe in through the nose, breathe into your back body, relax the glutes. Exhale, breathe out. Take one more breath here. Exhale, breathe out. Okay, unravel the arms. We change sides. The left hand comes forward now. Keep the chest lifted. Thread the right arm to the left. Press the back of the knuckle side down. Find your balance here. Left hand reaches to the right. Shuffle the arms back. Bring the chest, the weight of the body onto the arms. And then lower chest and head. Breathe into, or just breathe between shoulder blades. Inhale. And exhale. One more breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, good work, everyone. Release the arms, sit back onto the heels. Come up into a seated posture. And then we slowly start to extend the legs forward. Okay, keep a bend in the knee. Feet roughly hip width. Lower your spine onto the floor. Now, out of all of the postures that we've played with today through neutral spine, this would be the most easiest just due to the fact that we're not sort of fighting with gravity. Now, we're going to again refer to these same three landmarks of the body, the head and the neck, the rib cage and the pelvis. Let's start with the head. So we even here create a bit of a double chin. Now, what you can do here a little bit is press the back of the skull into the floor. And then bring your awareness to your rib cage. Draw your front ribs in and slightly down. But remember, not too much tone in the belly. And then with your pelvis, again, find that same pelvis position that you did in your Tadasana, your mountain pose. Okay. With all those points in check, close the eyes. Turn your palms up, which will open the shoulders. Relax the hands besides the hips. Take an inhale through your nose. Breathe into your side ribs. Exhale out through the mouth. We take 5 breaths here, everyone. Really enjoy this position. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Nice and calm. You may wish to close down the eyes. Let's take 3 more breaths here. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. One more breath here. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Keep the eyes closed, keep the spine in that neutral position. And we've just got a few more minutes here, everyone, to conclude today's practice. What I would like to do today is just to keep the legs as they are. Not always the case, but typically when we do start to extend the legs here, in like, say we're going into Shavasana, and sometimes some body types lose that pelvic sort of neutral position, which of course is going to affect their lower back. So for today, just keep the feet, keep the knees bent and the soles of the feet on the floor. Really try not to aim, not to try too hard. That's one of my teachers used to say that to me. And especially in this posture, try to release any aspects or any noticeable observations of engagement, of tension. Take your final breath here. Slowly rock the head from side to side. And then when you're ready, moving the hands, the fingers, the feet, the toes. You may want to circle out the wrists, the ankles. If there's any final stretches you would like to take, guys and gals, please go ahead. And when you're ready, make your way into a fetal position, roll to the side of your choice. So find the same relaxing feeling here in your fetal position as you did in your final relaxation. And then when you're ready, rise, come up into your same cross-legged seated position we started today's practice with. Whether you decide to have the left or the right foot in front, it's up to you. Now, before we do conclude today, let's again work on our neutral position here. So remember, in this seated position, it's more so the rib cage and the double chin. Find that energetic freedom through the spine, the torso, Rest the hands on the legs. Close down the eyes. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Okay, nice and easy, everyone. Hands placed to heart center. Take this moment then just to bring a thanks to ourselves for making it to the mat today. I would like to thank you for listening, for moving, and most importantly, for breathing with me. Namaste, everyone. Hope you enjoyed today. Thank you.